Well, hello there. I have just bought a Ravin R26 and I still have my old Ravin R9, so I figured now's which is getting sold by the way, so now's the perfect time to actually compare them side by side. Now, the R9 is great, but it is very large, as you can see there, and if you're on a boat or some kind of restricted environment or you're hunting in heavy bush, the size of it really does matter. Now, I've lined these up side by side to try and give an impression just of the size, how they compare. Now, actually, initially, they don't look, it doesn't look like there's too much of a difference if you look at where the end of one crossbow is compared to the other, but I have to say, when you actually get your hands on it, it makes a big bloody difference. The R9 feels significantly bulkier than the 26, which is just nimble, easy to move around. You can just pick it up by the grab handle there, and it really is just, you know, a piece of piss to move it around. Whereas that R9, it's just got enough extra length to make it bulky to move, awkward to fit through doorways, that kind of stuff. So I'm absolutely chuffed with the 26. Specs wise, these two crossbows are largely similar. One's 395, I think, feet per second on the R9 versus 400 feet per second on the 26. Roughly speaking, there is actually no... They're about the same, really, in terms of the speed of the bolt, the power of the bolt. They've got the same scopes, but these are scopeless for now. Same scopes, they shoot the same bolts, they have the same attachments. Really, what you're getting with an R26 over the R9 is just the size of it, you know. I think they're really the same sort of weight as well, actually. But again, this one feels lighter in the hand just because, like, I don't know, it's just because that weight, more compact, makes it feel lighter. On paper, it should be, you know, roughly similar, but when you're not actually, you don't have the weight, you know, forward, you know, got the lever action and everything, it just feels a lot more compact when you've got it tight up to your torso and you're moving it about. It just feels better. So I was unsure, because obviously it's a very expensive bow. I was unsure before buying, would it justify it? You know, the difference is I'm not getting that much more power when I'm buying this. Does that size reduction justify it? My opinion, yes, it does. I'm in a special situation here. I live on a boat, so for me it's important. It's you know, if I'm getting to and from shore with a dinghy, just having the smallest possible kit matters. Now, I went for the R26 instead of waiting a couple of years before they made an even better one, because I really don't see how they can actually make it smaller. The difference between the 9 and the 26 is very significant. The difference between like a 26 and a 24 is not significant enough for me to, you know, scream at the sky if they release a slightly smaller bow, or, you know, like, or upgrade from a 26-inch bow to a 24-inch bow. But you see here the difference between these two really does matter. So that's it. I have not shot the 26 yet. This is just the first impressions and the comparison between the 9. Sorry for shaky cam, I couldn't get my tripod into the bedroom here, which is the only place I can sort of set this video up. Yeah, it's basically it. It is slightly smaller axle to axle too, but that was never really a big problem. Let me try and get these in shot. But it's not as significant a size reduction as the length of the bow. But still, smaller, lighter, as light as small as you can get without compromising the build of it, the power of it, the speed of it, the accuracy of it. That's fine by me. And according to reports I've heard of people who have reviewed and such, this is about the same sort of power and accuracy as you expect from the R9. So, also another example of why this size would really matter. Now, that is a Kelty Coyote bag, a very large bag without going excessively large. And the R9, I tried actually putting it in the bag. The R9 essentially does not fit. It sort of sticks out the top by a fairly significant degree. But the R26 does. Now, this matters a lot, because if I'm going to a public beach, or if I'm trying to get through a hunting ground through a town or a city, obviously if you've got a sort of crossbow looking bag, you've got to carry it by your side. You want everything in one bag, so you know, so you've got both hands free. It matters a lot that you can actually fit your crossbow into your bag, which I now can. So here is the bag closed up at the top there. The top part isn't on, and if I open it up some more, you see there, oh come on you, there is the crossbow inside with a little room to spare actually, which is nice. It's sort of at an angle there, so you see there really is a lot of room in here for all your other stuff. Like you say, I camp with hammocks, I camp light, so I never actually fill this bag full to bursting anyway. So again, you walk through a town or a city on your way up to some bush with that bag on your back, people will think he's just going hiking. They don't know. They don't need to know that you've got a crossbow in there with bolts. Obviously, will fit too. So yeah, that's another side of things that really matters in getting a smaller kit. And that's one of the things I've learned over the years. Really, is actually going out there and living a life of self-sustenance on the seas. You know, living as a liverboard. Is that the size of your gear, the weight of your gear, really matters, because that stuff adds up. Like I say, you go, oh, get a heavy machete, a heavy saw, a heavy knife, and then you've got a tent, and you brought your water and your food with you. That's going to add up very quickly. And just reducing weight wherever you can is really important in all things. Dinghies too, like I used to have a hard dinghy, now I replaced it with a inflatable, the lightest one I can find, and it just helped you achieve everything really, easily. It just saves energy, because all hauling around all this weight throughout the whole day really does get to you. So like I say, this is a welcome development, and I want smaller, lighter, more nimble in pretty much everything I own, as much as I can. That's a great direction to go. So great crossbow for its time, but this is a very good improvement. And if you're thinking of a smaller bow, or upgrading to save space, or you're living in a restricted environment like I am, I absolutely think the Ravin R26 is a good move for you.